Close your eyes and take a slow, gentle breath. Tonight, we are traveling back more than 400 years to a time when much of the world still felt mysterious. A time when maps ended with empty spaces and the vast Atlantic Ocean separated England from a distant land that very few people had ever seen. Our story begins in the spring of 1587. In a quiet English village, the morning arrives gently. Church bells ring in the distance as thin ribbons of smoke rise from stone chimneys. Wooden carts roll slowly along narrow dirt roads, and the smell of fresh bread drifts from a nearby bakery. The day begins just as it has for countless generations. But for a small group of families, this morning feels different. Inside their modest homes, wooden chests stand open on the floor. Carefully folded blankets are packed beside simple cooking pots. A farmer places a small pouch of seeds into his bag, hoping one day they will grow in new soil. A little girl refuses to leave behind her favorite carved wooden doll, while her mother smiles and gently wraps it in cloth. These are ordinary people: carpenters, farmers, blacksmiths, mothers and fathers, children with curious eyes and hopeful hearts. None of them know exactly what awaits across the ocean, yet each carries the same quiet dream: a chance to begin again. Beyond the crowded towns of England, stories have spread about a place called the New World. Travelers describe endless forests filled with towering pine trees, clear rivers flowing through untouched land, and skies that seem larger than anyone could imagine. No one can promise those stories are completely true, but sometimes hope grows strongest where certainty does not exist. By sunrise, the families gather at the harbor. 3 ships rest quietly beside the wooden docks, their tall masts reaching into the pale morning sky. Sailors move across the decks with calm confidence, checking ropes, folding sails, and loading the final barrels of fresh water and food. Seagulls circle overhead, their gentle calls mixing with the sound of waves brushing softly against the shore. The salty breeze carries both excitement and uncertainty. One by one, families step aboard. Some look back one final time toward the land they have always called home. They wonder if they will ever see England again. Children wave happily toward the shore, unaware of just how long the journey will be. Parents remain silent, holding on to hope more tightly than fear. As the morning sun climbs higher, thick ropes are untied from the dock. The sails slowly unfold. A gentle wind fills the canvas. Almost without a sound, the ships begin to move. The harbor grows smaller behind them. Stone buildings fade into the distance. Church towers become tiny shapes against the green hills. Before long, England is little more than a faint line resting beneath the morning sky. Ahead lies only the endless Atlantic Ocean. No roads, no villages, only water stretching farther than the eye can see. The voyage will take many weeks. Each sunrise will carry them farther from everything they have ever known, and closer to a future that remains unwritten. Standing quietly along the wooden railing, many of the travelers watch the waves sparkle beneath the sunlight. Some whisper small prayers, others simply listen to the peaceful rhythm of the sea. And as the cool ocean breeze drifts gently across the deck, no one can possibly imagine that they are sailing toward one of the greatest mysteries in American history. But that mystery has only just begun. Morning arrives quietly over the Atlantic. For many days, the ships continue their steady journey westward. Each sunrise paints the water with soft shades of gold, while gentle waves rise and fall beneath the wooden hulls. Life aboard the ship settles into a peaceful rhythm. The sailors begin their work before dawn, adjusting ropes and sails with practiced hands. Families gather on the deck to enjoy simple meals of bread, cheese, and dried meat. Children laugh softly as they watch seabirds glide effortlessly above the waves. The endless ocean no longer feels frightening. Instead, it becomes familiar. Each evening, the sky slowly fills with countless stars. Without the lights of towns or villages, the heavens appear brighter than anyone has ever remembered. Some travelers quietly point toward familiar constellations, while others simply sit in silence, listening to the gentle sound of water brushing against the sides of the ships. Days become weeks. Then, one calm morning, a sailor standing high in the crow's nest calls down with quiet excitement, "Land." Almost immediately, every passenger gathers along the railings. Far ahead, beyond the morning mist, a thin green line begins to appear. With each passing hour, it grows larger. Soon they can see tall pine trees stretching toward the sky. Gentle waves roll onto long sandy shores. White birds circle above the quiet coastline. The air changes completely. Instead of carrying only the scent of salt, the breeze now brings the fresh fragrance of earth, wild grass, and evergreen forests. The ships slowly enter the calm waters surrounding Roanoke Island. The anchors are lowered. For a few peaceful moments, no one moves. Everyone simply looks toward the land they have traveled so far to reach. One by one, small boats carry the settlers from the ships to the shore. Their boots sink gently into the soft sand. Some kneel for a moment, grateful to stand on solid ground once again after so many weeks at sea. The island feels peaceful. Tall trees sway gently in the breeze. The forest hums quietly with birdsong. Somewhere deeper among the trees, the distant call of unknown wildlife echoes softly before fading away. Everything feels calm. Everything feels new. The settlers begin exploring their surroundings carefully. Fresh water is soon discovered nearby. The soil appears rich and dark. Wild berries grow along sunny clearings, while tall oaks provide welcome shade from the afternoon sun. Many smile with quiet relief. Perhaps this place truly can become home. Work begins almost immediately. The men cut straight pine trees for timber. Others gather stones for fireplaces. Women organize supplies that have been carefully unloaded from the ships. Children eagerly collect small pieces of driftwood scattered along the shoreline, pretending each one is a treasure washed in by the sea. Before long, the sound of axes echoes gently through the forest, not with violence, but with purpose. Slowly, wooden cabins begin to take shape. Simple walls rise one log at a time. Roofs are covered carefully with wooden shingles. Smoke soon curls upward from the very first chimney, disappearing peacefully into the clear afternoon sky. As evening arrives, everyone gathers around a small fire. The day's hard work has left them pleasantly tired. Simple food is shared. Quiet conversations fill the cool evening air. Some speak about England. Others talk about gardens they hope to plant before summer ends. Children sit close beside their parents, watching tiny sparks drift upward into the night. Above them, the stars appear once again. They are the very same stars that watched over England. Yet somehow, they seem different here. Brighter, closer. As the fire slowly burns lower, the settlers look around at the small village beginning to appear among the trees. It is only a handful of simple wooden homes. But already, it feels like the beginning of something hopeful. No one can know what tomorrow will bring. For now, there is only the peaceful forest, the gentle ocean beyond the shore, and the quiet dream of building a new life in this unfamiliar land. As the first days on Roanoke Island quietly pass, the little settlement begins to find its own gentle rhythm. Each morning arrives with birdsong drifting through the tall pine trees. Soft sunlight filters between the branches, warming the small wooden cabins that now stand along the edge of the clearing. The air feels fresh, cool, peaceful. For the settlers, every new day brings another small step toward building a permanent home. Some rise before sunrise to gather fresh water from a nearby stream. Others walk into the forest carrying simple tools, searching for straight trees that can become beams, fences, or sturdy doors. The sound of axes echoes softly through the woods, not loudly, not hurriedly, only the steady rhythm of people working together. Near the center of the settlement, several women prepare breakfast over open fires. Iron pots gently bubble with warm porridge, while fresh bread bakes slowly beside glowing embers. The comforting smell spreads through the village. Children begin waking one by one. Some chase butterflies across the grassy clearing. Others help carry small bundles of firewood, proud to take part in the work of the growing colony. Every task, no matter how small, helps the settlement become stronger. Before long, tiny gardens begin to appear beside each cabin. The settlers carefully plant beans, peas, pumpkins, onions, and herbs, brought all the way from England. Each seed is placed gently into the rich soil with quiet hope. No one knows exactly how well these familiar plants will grow in this unfamiliar land, but nature often rewards patience. As the days grow warmer, green shoots slowly begin pushing through the earth. Their appearance brings quiet smiles to every face. Not far from the village, fishermen discover calm waters filled with fish. Each morning, small wooden boats drift peacefully across the nearby sounds and rivers. Some return carrying fish large enough to feed several families. Others gather oysters and crabs along the shallow shoreline. The sea, which had carried them safely across the Atlantic, now begins to provide food as well.